So welcome again to the UIUX design class. So we've actually been discussing mostly on the UX part. So now we're going to see what you can actually use when trying to design user interfaces, to design websites, apps, and the one of the most popular apps and the one of the most popular softwares, tools, apps that are being used is number one, Figma, figma.com. Another one is sketch.com. While another one is Adobe XD, which can mostly be downloaded, which can mostly be downloaded. So although the one that people love using mostly is Figma, because it's very good for UI/UX designers that are just starting up, and it offers lots of free things while designing there, unlike Sketch and other platforms and other softwares. So I've already had this app for years. That's why you can see that it's just there you can see that it just went directly. It's comfortable while I'm using it. So although note there is um there is an app for this Figma, so you can download the app. You can just search for Figma app download, and then you just download the app. So now I'm going to teach how you can actually work on some of the tools in Figma. So this is what they call, okay, this one I'm just going to teach how you can use it. This is what they call a frame. So it is the beginning. Okay, let me make this place kind of. So this is what they call a frame. It is what you use to it is what you use to um it's just like the first body that you use to place other elements in it. So it okay, for example, let's let me use a frame of a phone. Probably you want to design an app. Let's say you want to use iPhone 16 now. You can see now this is the size of iPhone 16. This is the real size of iPhone 16. And then you can now start putting other elements like text, text, and make it big. Well, I'm still going to teach how you can work with the text. I'm just showing you how this frame works. Then you want to add the shape in it. So it's inside the frame that you get to do all that you want to do. So now let's say, so now let me now show you, I've showed you how this frame works. I've showed you how this frame works. And then this movement tool is what you use to move the element or the frame itself around. And then you can see from here that everything that everything that is here, you can also see it here, the eclipse, the circle, the rectangle, and once I highlight it, you can notice that it's also highlighting the element that is in there, the text as well. So let me say I remove this text out of this frame, or I'm coming. Wait, let me remove this circle out of this frame. You see that it is no longer there again. But if I put it back, you see that it has come back. So this frame is something, is just like a container that you use to put all your elements together. So this movement tool is just to move it. This hand tool, yeah, let me explain what this movement is moved to. And notice all these short, all these letters, they are just like the short keys to get the tools. So let me show you. So not only can this movement tool move the element around, but it can also adjust the size, the way it looks. You can see. Let me do so for the rectangle. Let me do so for the rectangle. You can see. And also, what else can it do? See, it can make this an oval, or you can just let it have some radius. You see what this can do? So not only can it also do that, you can see, if let's say you want to make this rectangle, you want to make it bigger, while making it bigger, you're also affecting, it's not like proportional with the height and the width. So for you to make it proportional, you can just press you will hold shift on your laptop down. If you hold shift on your laptop down and then you drag it, you can see that the width and the height is proportional. But now let me now use it without holding shift. You can see it. But if I should hold shift, you can see the way it's proportional. So let's say you want to make this to be a perfect circle. You can see that the width of this circle is 204, 204. They are the same length and the same, that's the same height and the same width. So if I now want to like use the normal movement to like maybe adjust it, I want to make it bigger, you can see that these two places are already corrupted. So I note Ctrl Z is for undo. As I say, sometimes I'll do something, I won't do it. Ctrl Z is for undo. So now let me now make use of that shift and the movement tool. You can see that it's still becoming a perfect circle. And let's see, 277, 277 is perfect. So you can see other elements here like line. The line is not really straight, but if you want to make it to be like kind of straight, you can use shift and you see it will just be straight anywhere you go. But if I release my hand on shift, say I'll remove my hand from shift now and then you go back. So, but if you want it to be straight, you can just use shift. So shift is just for making things perfect. This arrow is just like the line, but it has a arrow, it has a pointed end. This polygon like a triangle. But if I want to make the triangle to be perfect, you can just hold your hand on shift and it's going to be perfect. And then you can also use this too as well on it. But if you want to make it to be more, to be like hexagon, to be heptagon or whatever you call it, or pentagon, stuff like that. So this one is just for like the amount of angles that it should have. You can see that it's almost a circle, but this is not a circle. It is almost a circle, but it's not a circle. But for this, it's just for making it, just for making it to have radius. So let's use another shape, star. This star also can do something similar to what that triangle does. I think it's here, yes. Okay. And if you also want to make it to have radius, it also goes as well. If you want to put image, you can also put image there. So this pen tool, this is what they call pen. They mostly use pen instead of pencil there. So if you want to make, you've been seeing that I've actually been pressing some things that, see, if I press it, it just shows the star, but if I press somewhere here, you see that it will drop down this remaining element. So it is here, this drop down buttons is actually different from pressing this alone. So if you want to use this tool and this pen tool, see, although this pen tool, it's a very complicated tool to use, although yeah, will also teach how you can use it as well. And then this text is what I used to bring this out. With this text, you just tap anywhere and then you write whatever you want to write. While this one is just for communication with your team members and stuff like that. And also this one, it is for plugins, for third-party tools that you use for Figma. For third-party tools, although I'm still going to show you some some plugins that you should that you should already have in hand while designing website apps and so on. So you've actually seen, so when you've created a Figma account, so you can just play around with everything that is there. So when you play around, so you can also change colors. I forgot to show you how this place works. This alignment, it is this alignment, it is to just make sure you look at this tiny line that is right here. This tiny line, it shows that it will move to the left. This one shows that it will align to the middle. This one shows that it will align to the right. This one shows that it will align up. This one shows that it will align to the middle, but vertically. Don't show that it's going to, and everything is aligning to this frame, this iPhone frame that I used. This one will align to the bottom. Let's look at it at the bottom. And so I also wanted to show you how this hand tool works. Just for moving around, Then while this scale is just it's just like the same thing with this scale is just like the same thing with this movement tool. Like the same thing with this movement tool. But what this scale does is just that, unlike that movement tool that you will just need to press shift and then you will drag, that it will now make it to be proportional to its size. This scale tool will, no, without pressing shift, it can help you to make it to be proportional. So that's just how the scale tool works. So I've shown you what these ones are for. This one you can just play along with this to flip horizontal, to flip vertical, and so on. So this one is for the radius. Let's say you want to make the radius to be 50 or 100. You will notice it, yes. That's it. And so you want to change the color. You want to change the color. So while this stroke is just, let me put the stroke to 10 so that it will be more visible. You can see the stroke is just like an outline that is just to cover the whole element. Let me put it outside. Then you can even change the color. Let me show you effect. This effect is mostly if you want to use like shadow or other stuff. Let me remove the stroke so that the effect will be more visible. The effect will be more visible. Now I want to make this shadow. I want to bring a shadow. Same thing. You can see that there is a shadow now. See that there is a shadow now. So that's just it. That's just it. And when you are done with the whole design, you can just export any what I want to export to. So now you can just play around. You can just play around with this um with this Figma tool. You can just play around with it, and then you will see that you'll be getting a hang. You'll be getting a hang of it. So this is where we'll stop from the class for this UIUX design class. Now you've seen how to get to know how to use Figma tool. So you can just get a hang of it as you can just work on it, play around with it, and then you get used to it.